Morning. You guys ready to rock and roll? Fantastic. Thank you so much for coming. I'm Jennifer Bagley, CEO of CI Web Group with Preferred Digital Marketing Agency, and been doing HVAC now for about 15 years. My daddy is surprised how much I know about heating and air conditioning. I'll tell you that. You know what I mean. Okay. All right. That being said, I have a few of my colleagues with me. One in here, Scott Smith in the back. He's head of our video production department. Mike Hicklin, tall man, my husband. He's head of operations and logistics. And Kathy Marshall is at our table. She's over customer experience. Jamal's over our web team. So we've got a handful of people. Definitely take time to get to know them. How many of you have already filled out that dealer form? You have? Fantastic. For everyone else, if you don't have a dealer form, let Scott raise your hand. He'll make sure you have one. You're going to want to fill that out. Be as thorough as possible. Pretend like your mom is reading your handwriting so we can read it. If you're concerned about your handwriting from last night because it was an open bar, definitely feel free to fill out another one. All right, you guys. So, a couple questions for you. By the way, your arm's going to get tired, so just roll with it. Okay? How many of you guys are interested in growing your business? That's your main mission right now. Raise your hand. Okay, fantastic. How many of you need to prepare your business to hand it down to a family member? Okay, important. How many of you have an exit strategy, and it is to build the business, put it up for sale, sail off into the sunset, umbrellas in your drink, horseback riding, whatever? Anybody trying to exit? Okay. Here's the reality. Every one of those entrepreneurial goals requires a different process when it comes to marketing. This isn't something you can guess at. You guys are entrepreneurs, right? You believe that? Yes? Why did you choose to be an entrepreneur? Why? There's 3 reasons. Why? What did you want more of? I want more what? Freedom. Perfect. Say it loud and proud. What else? I want more. Say it loud and proud. Money. Heck yeah. What else? How about time? Is that fair? Here's the reality. You guys, all entrepreneurs are the same. They want the same things. Everybody does it. They don't want to work for the man. They want more time, more money, more freedom. How many of you feel like you have it? Your arm gets break. I get it. I'm one too. You guys, in order to accomplish our goals as an entrepreneur, we can't forget our roots. We can't forget why we did this. Every decision we make, every decision we don't make, when we make it, when we don't make it, and we should, causes us to either get closer to our goals, stay stagnant and stale and remain the same, that's a flat 9, or it pulls us further away from our goals. And it's hard. No one teaches you how to be an entrepreneur, right? They teach you a trade. And the reality is, whatever product or service you sell, it actually boils down to, are you good at marketing? Can you make your phone ring? And do people want to buy it? It's that simple. So today what we're going to do is I'm going to help you kind of demystify the marketing piece of the puzzle on how to get your phone ringing. I'm going to hopefully help you avoid some major roadblocks, speed bumps, hurdles, tail whoopings that most entrepreneurs have to get. While there's a lot of motivational speakers that will talk to you about the fact that only pain causes growth, if we can avoid it, why not? I would prefer. You guys have a target on your back that is this, it's huge. You get calls from every scam artist on the planet trying to promise you a blue pill as if that exists, the magic pill to make your phone ring off the hook. They don't ask you enough questions to even speak in my book. They don't know enough about your business to have a conversation. They are not an index. They haven't grilled you. They haven't done their homework. They haven't done their research. They don't know where you want to go. They don't know what you're coming to the table with. They don't know what assets you have, how long you've been in business, what your database looks like. They don't know how you think, but they're willing to offer up products and services without doing any homework. That doesn't work that way. It doesn't. And there is no magic pill. This takes precision and planning and very careful execution. Here's the reality. My business coaches taught me, without clarity, you cannot focus. Without focus, you cannot execute. And if you don't execute, you will not win. So today we're going to get some clarity. A lot of clarity so we can focus on the right things. I call them high leverage activities. Things that get me closer to my goals. Things that help me get back to where I originally wanted to be. It's okay to want time, money, and freedom. It's not okay to do things that prevent you from achieving it. You guys have a document in front of you. It's got a whole bunch of stuff on it. Turn to the side that has step 1. This is a 12-step roadmap to achieve accelerated results. It is a system based on logic, supported by math. We're going to go through as many of these we can get through in our 45 minutes. But however many we get through, it's all that you need anyway. I guarantee it right now. Let's get some clarity as far as the why behind this. So I want you to pretend like you are no longer an entrepreneur, no longer a business owner, and put your mom, dad, husband, wife, homeowner hat on. Well, you're one of these, right? Everybody's one of these. Okay, just go back to you. Forget about the business. When you need something, you need to find something, a product, a service, a company, something, what do you do? What is your first reaction? What do you do? Gentlemen, right table, blue shirt, black shirt, gray shirt. Google, what do you do? Google, what do you do? Same, what do you do? Google, what do you do? What do you do? Okay, ask for a referral, what do you do? What do you do? Google, what do you do? Google, love you, what do you do? What do you do? Back row, are you all Google? Back row, right side? Okay. When you find a product or service or company online, on Google, how many of you click on the ads at the top? Raise your hand and look around. Accidentally, okay. 28 bucks a pop, nice accident. 48 bucks here, $47 there. No one raised their hand. How many of you click on the map? Something shows in the map section. Raise your hand and look around. How many of you click below the map on the organic results? Raise your hand and look around. Raise your hands because this is your data. You need this data. All right, and look around so you can see. Thank you. Here's the thing. I'm a speaker. Happen to own a company and I'm an entrepreneur. I would literally rather listen to you tell me personally how you buy, a group of soccer moms tell me how they buy, than a marketing agency any day. I don't care about their charts and stats and graphs and all of that garbage. What I care about is humans, and I see them in restaurants, I see them in movie theaters, I see them at ball games, I see them walking the streets, and I see what they do every single day. I see how they search. They go to Google, they do a search, they find a company. When they find that business or product or service, the next thing they do is they go look at what? What do you do next? You look at the reviews. Do you glance at their website? If the reviews look bad, do you call? Say it loud. If the reviews aren't there, do you call? If the website looks scary, do you call? You've seen them. Every entrepreneur goes through the same thing, though. If that's how people buy, how many of you have invested in pay-per-click? Newspapers, door hangers, mailers, flyers, radio, simple interest advertising, where if you stop spending, you have what? What do you have in those? If you stop paying money, what do you have? You have nothing. That's advertising. I'm done with that word. We need to be done with that word. That word is old. This is not about advertising. Why? Because you as consumers don't respond to ads. What do you respond to? What you find on search and what other people think about them, possibly some social media posts, maybe a referral, as long as it's supported by a good-looking website when you get there and other people like them. We lose ourselves in as entrepreneurs. All of a sudden, we've been going to our mailbox for years. We've been picking up the mail. We've been dropping it off in the recycling. If you're from Washington or West Coast, you've been putting it in the, I'm going to light a fire. If you're in Chicago, right, your fire bin by your fireplace. You throw it in the trash. If you're not, I'll leave those alone. So depending on where you, That's what you did before you start your business. All of a sudden, we start our business. Next thing you know, we're looking at postcards, trying to figure out what our competitor's doing. We're paying attention to a billboard we would have never looked to before. Never. That's an oxymoron. If you know everyone doesn't do something, and you know how everyone looks, then where should you focus your efforts? All you got to do is meet people where they're already looking and look good when they get there. It's that easy. That's what marketing is. What I want you to think about is, as an entrepreneur, in order for you to get to time, money, and freedom, you have to think that every move, every action, every dollar, every resource, every minute you spend has got to be an investment that produces compounding interest impacts on your business. Permanent, compounding, where the time, the minute, the money is worth more tomorrow than it was today. Not that you burn and turn cash. I want this to work like blocks, building blocks. I build something and that thing starts working and producing revenue, build something else. That starts working and producing revenue, but this one's still working. It's permanent. And continue that process until finally you're not thinking about how much does it cost, what's my budget. You're thinking about how much do I want to make, how do I want to grow. You spend money freely because the math makes sense. You know what your return's going to be. If you happen to want to sell a particular service in a particular city and you're that page one result and you've got the stars to prove that you're the best one, that's your cash cow. It's what they're looking for. We just have to help people find you. If you're the best in your area, we need to show them. We need to be there. We need to be an option. Then we need to be the option. Make sense? We're good? Don't forget that piece, because sometimes it goes away in the middle. You guys, this is skill, this is timing, this is mindset. How you think matters. Bad experiences, they prevent us from making good decisions. No experience does the same thing. And this is hard. Who do you trust? How do you trust? I'm in the same boat as you. I have 100 employees plus, and I have to hire people like designers and developers and social media people and SEO people and all their pitches and stories. I can tell when they come to the table with little experience, or they were only responsible for one piece of the puzzle and they had no clue about how it impacted everything else. There is no single person, one human being that a mom gives birth to, that pops out and is a developer. They work in the matrix. Their friends are online. They say they're hanging out with friends. There's no cars in the driveway. They went to IT school or not. They've probably been coding and hacking and been in trouble since they were 2 in their garage. That's a real living space. A designer, they're creative. They dress nice. They have real friends. They went to art school. Friday night, there's real people there. An engineer, they don't think. They just evaluate the data. They're researching. They're not going to give you their personal opinion, but they'll be happy to show you what the data shows. The analyst, the engineer, I love them because you try and they're like Spock. Is that, no, who's it? Okay, anyway, I'll leave that alone. So they're just non-emotional about things. It's just math and logic to them. No matter how your emotions go like this. Doesn't matter. A content writer. You can't have a website with anyone without all of these different pieces, but you only need a small percent of each one of them. And even then, you still need someone who understands the business and the market and how consumers buy and manages them, because they're all independent workers. But then again, in business, entrepreneurs follow the same thing over and over and over again. Step 1, DIY. What is that? Do it yourself. Step 2, a lot of F's. Friends, family, fools, free, fast, felons, whatever. Then all of a sudden, after you have to redo it over and over and over and over again, and we went with the inexpensive versions, the costs start tallying up. Not the cost of having to redo it over and over and over again, but the missed opportunity cost that came from doing it wrong for so long. What could I have done? Where would I have been had I done it right from the beginning? Timing matters. So let's get started on steps and stages. There are 12 steps, there are 12 stages. You will not do all phases, stages in each step, but we must do the steps in order. First and foremost is your website and your brand. It's your home base. It actually is something you own, hopefully. Don't ever let a web company buy your domain name for you, ever. Don't ever get signed into a deal where you don't own the website. You can't move it if you choose. You can't sign long-term contracts because stuff changes too fast. Guy told me yesterday I'm in a 24-month agreement. I'm like, what? You can't do the same thing for 24 months and expect progress. You got to be dynamic and flexible and willing to change. Don't get stuck in doing one thing or the same thing too long, because it changes. Technology is moving at a vastly rapid rate. The average website lasts for less than 3 months. You can't make it past 18 to 24 months with the same technology without it becoming vulnerable, getting a virus, getting hacked, getting spammed, your progress starting or your investments in marketing starting to have worse results. Doesn't last that long. Our clients are all on 24-month refreshes. You get a new website, new technology, new design, new development, everything. Because I don't want them to be spending money and then have it disintegrate because the platform is bad. And plus, because we learn, we grow, your business changes, consumer changes. You have new products, new services, new marketplaces you want to go to. We learn something in that time. We can't learn and then do nothing. So from a design standpoint, when somebody gets to your website, you guys, you have a matter of seconds to show them the following. I'm just going to pull up a live site because that's easier. When somebody lands on your site, they need to know who you are, what you do, where you do it, how to reach you, how to reach you, how to reach you, how to reach you, how to reach you. If it's a new client, they want to get an estimate, they need to have a button. Make it simple. If it's an existing customer wanting to schedule service, they need a button. Make it easy. If it's a family and she wants to go to Hawaii and he wants a new heat pump, you better show you have financing quick. Quick. You have to show them they can do both. That's a real conversation in real people's homes. What you sell is not cheap. It's not just lying around in somebody's savings account, at least not where they want to spend it. They're allocating that money. You got to give them options. They also want time, money, and freedom. How can what you do give them what they want? How can you pitch to the heart? Maintenance program. They don't want to change your filters. We all have monthly fees. We all pay monthly fees for life conveniences. Would you agree? You guys pay monthly fees for stuff, right? Water delivery, pest control, whatever. Why can't you have residual income by having a maintenance plan, comes out of their check, they don't have to worry about changing the filters, do something unique, change the batteries in their fire detectors. Do something different. Save them time, save them money. Would it benefit a business with a single product to have a recurring revenue? Would that help you get through the seasons and the changes, the dips and the valleys? We can't say no to something that I know for a fact. I have clients that are extremely successful. These guys are one of them. They sell the heck out of that maintenance plan. It's on a recurring credit card. They sign up online, put in their credit card, boom, they're done. And that is build and build and build and build. In fact, these guys have gotten so good that they'll do an estimate for someone, lose the business, but the data is inside their CRM system, which is step number 3 on the sheet. They have a post-installation inspection that they come out and do to tell somebody what happened, to double check somebody else's work. And while they're there, they sell the maintenance plan to somebody else's new system they just put in. I like that. I like that. They're using the data, they're using it, and they're growing. You guys operate more than one business. Depending on the month, season, year, where you're located, you guys could have 2, 3, or 4 businesses that you operate. You have an air conditioning business. That's one thing. You have a heating business. That's another thing. You have the middle time, right? Okay? That's indoor air quality, allergy prevention, water purification, maintenance, tune-ups, and everything else. Those are different business models. Last thing you want to do is jam everything under one thing that says our services. It's a different time of the year. Why are you going to make somebody scan through stuff they don't need? It's hot. Or it's cold. When someone gets here, troubleshooter, another one. We didn't have this 2 years ago. We learned real quick, since we manage so many businesses, reviews, accounts, that if you go do a job, change a battery in a thermostat or flip a breaker and send them a bill, you're going to get a bad review. They don't want to pay for that. They don't care about the time and cost and energy of sending somebody out. They just don't want to pay for you changing a battery in a thermostat. So let them troubleshoot it themselves. We actually have consumers bookmarking an HVAC site. Do you know how hard that is? To come back and use it in the future. That's hard. It's not cool. Not something you normally reserve your bookmark bar for. Okay? But it's working. As people go through the site, Google loves content. Google is deaf and blind, reads Braille, which is text on the page that is on there properly so it can read it. People are overwhelmed. The layout and design needs to be clean, needs to be clear. Do you have promotions? Do you have financing? Do you have maintenance? Do other people love you? Tell me a little bit about yourself. Why should I work with you? What should I sign up for now? What should I do? What season are we in? What's important to do right now? Images, videos, galleries, the ability to sign up to receive special promotions that are not on the website. Boom, building your list. You can use that in the future for text and email marketing. If they're at the bottom of the website, it contains everything required by Google and needed by people. You guys have habits. When you're traveling on the internet, you look for things in certain areas. You look for the phone number in the top right corner. You look for the website, the address, the phone number in the bottom left corner. Make it easy for them so they don't have to guess, they don't have to travel, they don't have to click. If a website is designed properly, the homepage of a website is going to do a heck of a lot of damage. It'll take care of mostly everything, and you can make them convert faster. Make sense? Yeah? So when it comes to a website, remember what you just looked at, that's called a presentation layer. It's the design. That's what the creative people did. Behind a website is the code. You can repaint a car all day long, but if the engine's jacked up, it's not going to work any better. It doesn't perform better. You can't do one without the other. If you hire a designer, you're going to get a great online brochure with no brain. Pretty, empty. It doesn't work one without the other. These are things you guys can't see, so it's hard. You have to have it evaluated constantly on a regular basis to see where you're at. In addition, step number 2, content. Here's how Google works. It is a filing system. You guys seen Bruce Almighty? The movie, remember when he was in the warehouse and God was standing there and he was like, anything you've ever said, anything you've ever done is in this drawer, and the drawer flies across the entire warehouse? Okay, that's Google. When you go do a search online, it calculates the information and it opens the drawer with the best possible information and their most trusted resources. Those are pages. When you have a page on your website, it has a title, it has a URL, it has a heading, it has a description, it has metadata content, blah, all that stuff. If that's confusing, Google won't know where to file it. So someone can find it. This piece of paper, if I asked you to file it in your cabinet at the office, where would you file it so somebody can find it? Technically, this is a page that says Our Services. You can't file this so someone can find it. It's impossible. You'd be on luck and chance. Here's how it works online. What do you want to sell? Where do you want to sell it? Do you have a page for it inside that file drawer? And is it popular enough to be on the first page? So remember, go back to how does everybody buy? I do a search, I look online, and then I look at reviews, I glance at their website. Okay, so we're still there. Whatever you want to sell, wherever you want to sell it, all you need is a page of content properly optimized and popular enough to show up in the front of the drawer. If it's in the first 10 out of however many pages are in that drawer, you make money. When you get the logic behind this, when the math starts to make sense and you're like, wow, so we just added a page, it was for indoor air quality, or it was for oil to gas conversions, or it was earthquake shutoff valve, or it was air purification system in blank, whatever city it is. We added that page, and that page became in the top 10 of however many pages, and it happened, and all of a sudden I got a phone call I never had before. The logic will start clicking. And you won't be thinking, how much is my budget? What am I going to spend? You know, how much? You're going to start thinking, I want to grow. Let's add a page for this. Let's add a page for that. Let's optimize a page for this. This is what I want to sell. This is where I want to sell it. And you will be an option for those consumers looking for it. Does that make sense? Here's what we find when we look online. What the majority of sites that we look like, they will have a page on their site that says Our Services. How many pages are in that drawer? And you hate it when you have to think about it. You're like, man, billion, million, billion, billion, million, billion. Right. We don't want to be in this drawer. That's a bad drawer. That's a junk drawer like your kitchen. Bad day. Okay? FAQ. How many in that one? Bad day. About us. Bad day. Contact us. Bad day. Junk drawer, junk drawer, junk drawer, junk drawer. Most of the sites I look at, 99% of the content and the pages that are on there all go into the junk drawer. And then they're upset because they're not ranking. Technically, what should have happened is whoever agreed to do your search engine optimization should have said, no, your website is not set up for SEO. It can't be optimized. You don't have the content. Those are predecessors. They have to happen first. There's nothing to optimize. If we look logically, there's no paper to file in the drawer, so I can't get you anywhere. What do you want to sell? Where do you want to sell it? The other thing, often, common. If I say air conditioner, I do not want to be in this drawer. You guys don't sell products. You can't. Because the budgets of Lowe's and Home Depot and Amazon and every manufacturer that are there displaying their prices clearly, showing up on page 1 of Google, out of the 68 million other pages is not where you should compete. It's not a good day. Products don't matter in this environment, in the digital space. It's math. If I say air conditioner installation give me a city. Oh, it'll fix me. Is that a better number of pages? So, these 3, 4, those are ads. Remember in the beginning when I asked, how many of you click on the ads? Majority of those are ignored. Okay? Yes, they pay for that. This is a local listing, which is step number 4 on the list. This is Google Maps. This only works in the city you have a physical address. You cannot get in here if you don't have a physical address. It only features 3 companies who have to have a physical address verified. I have the head of our local listings department sitting in the back, Ms. Kim Marshall. Thank you for coming today. She knows this stuff inside and out. I always tell people, I'm like, okay, when you get on the phone with her, she's kind of raw because she's the one that has to figure out how to call Google to get ownership and take things and stuff. She's the only person in our company that actually can get a hold of somebody at Google and has a name. So she's a little feisty. These listings, that's a moneymaker. That's a moneymaker. In order for you to be featured, your listing has to have the most frequent updates, new content. You got to be fresh, current, relative, trusted. The best reviews, most frequent reviews, most consistent. Once you're here, money, money, money. Now, people do things and lose here all the time. If it said closes at 5 and it's 5:01 when you get to go home and take care of your personal business, right? I see these listings all the time. It says closed, closed, closed. It's 5:07. They haven't even got out of the car at the office yet. But the listing says you're closed. Does a consumer have options? Absolutely they do. They'll move on. When do you guys get to take care of your personal home honey to-do list, chore list? Is it Monday through Friday, 9 to 5? It's after hours. 2 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning, middle of the night, weekends. That's real. So your website, these things technically need to be open 24/7. I'm not talking about emergency service. I'm talking about allowing somebody to remember at 2 o'clock in the morning, wake up out of the bed and go, oh my gosh, I gotta schedule something. And to make that appointment on your website to talk to you tomorrow on their lunch break at noon. Not come out, just talk. A planned call so that they can sleep that night. Any of you can't sleep, ladies, and I'm talking to you. You guys can't sleep when your head is full of a list, right? You will just try, unless you get it done. Write it down, put it on a piece of paper, talk to your phone, something. There's a whole planet like that. You guys need to make it so that if they go to your website, if they land on it, they can take that action, check it off their list, and move on, go to sleep. Okay? This is the organic results. When I talk about search engine optimization, getting content ranked, this is where I'm talking. The majority of all search results happen right here, in this section. Which link are you clicking on? Any thoughts? Home Advisor. Right on. All right. Anyone else? Is anyone else on this, looking right here, is anyone else clicking on Home Advisor? We need a wrap section for the last session. Yes, paper lead. Yes, and then you're in competition with 4 to 5 other people, whoever calls first, and blah, 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 bunch of shoppers, lowest price. Yes, I get it. Here's the reality. You guys are influenced heavily because of the things you've done, the advertising. Home Advisor calls you all the time. Yelp calls you all the time, right? All of these directory systems. The average consumer wants to find a company local. They don't want to go to a second search engine. They're on a search and there's results showing right there, and they happen to look at the one that has all the pretty little blingy stars. It's like diamonds in the sky, and they click. That listing right there doesn't have to be page 1, number 1. That listing will get more clicks than anything else. I don't want a consumer going into a second search engine, and they don't want to go through the hassle. They just did a search. Why do they need to go to another search? Absolutely. And there are some like that, especially those familiar with the industry. They're contractors. But in reality, the average consumer just does a Google search from their phone and wants a phone number right then. They don't want to have to look through a listing of 20 and then go look through another listing of 20 if the stars warrant it. Technically, if they were in the same city, they would have already clicked up there. Okay, so search engine number 1, they're in my city, they have the best stars, they're open right now, I can get to their website, I can get directions, boom, I'm in. They would have already closed up here. That's where the consumer would have. If they made it down below that, let's say that these guys are not close to their home and they made it down here, they're clicking on that one. That's your second option. As I go through, that's definitely the option. That's called schema coding. If you look at step number 5, reviews, that's where that comes from. I'm technically still on step number 2, which is content. Go figure. Here's the thing. What do you want to sell? In the primary city you're in. Those are your main base pages. Where else do you want to sell? If you want to sell in other cities, you got to have a page for them to put in that drawer. Here's how to cheat. Do you guys need reviews? Yes, we need reviews. We put an app in your technician and your installer's hands, and we tell them, don't come home without a good recommendation. Need you to get it while you're there. In that app, we teach the techs. The second you walk in, you click a little button that says check in, you say installing a new air conditioner. Boom, we get a notification, we know where they're at. I got a new piece of content that pinned it on Google Maps that they just checked in and that company does business in that new city. When they get done with the job, they're there, they're with the homeowner, they stare them in the retina right down to their soul, and they're like, so, let me show you how everything works, teach you how to program the thermostat, and oh, by the way, would you mind if I sent you, are you happy with everything? Okay, that's first. Okay, no is a different class, yes is. Would you mind if I send you a quick text message? The lady in my office is crazy, I have to come back with a recommendation. And then just smile and wait. They're like, yeah, sure, let me grab my phone. They grab the phone, they'll click one link, they go star, star, star. You're standing right there, do you need help? They just click those. That's where you leave the note, the love note, recommendation. Great. Just type, send, boom. We get a piece of content, we go create a new city pages, you got content rolling with pins on the map, now you have reviews showing on your website, adding a new city page, getting ranked on Google, so when somebody searches for air conditioning installation in blank, a new city you don't have an office in, now your reviews are helping you get new business. One activity serving more than one purpose. Make sense? Fantastic. Cheat. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. Here's the deal. Everybody that has web forms on their site, problem with web forms are the data only gets into a database when you close the business. I guarantee you guys aren't taking that data out of an email when somebody requests a quote or send a contact form or something and putting it into a marketing system. That's a problem. You won't know it's a problem until later when we get to step 9 and we want to start an email and text marketing campaign and you don't have that data in a central database you can tag and sift and sort. So if you have trucks in the driveway, you can send out a text message in 2.5 seconds, say, hey, we're doing a tune-up special, only $69.99, whatever. We've got 13 spots available for anybody that signs up by Friday. Send. Boom, 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 fill the spots. If the data's not available, you wish you would later. So this doesn't leave. Online scheduling, ability to take payments online, the ability for clients to communicate with you back and forth. Every single form goes into a database. I don't want it going into an email that's not in a system that's siftable, sortable, usable. All right, next, step number 4, local listings. Whew, 10 minutes. Here's the thing. Local listings. There are 70 primary local listing accounts. These are used, 1, for validation from Google. If you spend money on SEO and your local listing's not accurate, you're diluting the dollars because Google needs to see those there. When we do the reports for everyone in this room, I guarantee you the room as a whole will not have better than 40% accuracy on their local listing reports. They're never right because no one pays attention to them. They don't monitor them. Or they hire a company says they're doing it, and they're like, I don't know what they're doing. I don't pay attention to the reports. I don't know if they're doing anything, and nothing's being done. No reporting, no nothing. Problem, problem, problem. In addition, these local listings, they occupy more real estate. They add more pages to Google so you can get found. You can line up next to that home advisor. You have another listing in there, right? They give you more real estate on Google. In addition to that, if you don't claim your listing, if you don't own it, another company can. And when they do, not because they do it, because their marketing company knows you don't pay attention, so the marketing company says, oh, well, we'll use your brand, your company name, your address, and my phone number. And they're happily answering your calls, and you would never know it, and it happens all day, every day. I find one. Every time we do a report. As soon as we do your report, look at it. See if there's a number on there that's not yours. Call it. We have to pay attention to these things. At least monitor it. It just needs monitoring. In addition to that, you have a couple responsibilities when it comes to marketing, not much. Our goal is to make a list of only the things that only you can do. I need you to reply to reviews, which means you need to be aware they're there. So reviews monitoring is part of that. If somebody leaves a review on any of these sites, you get a real-time notification. I need you to reply. You're trying to encourage good behavior by acknowledging positive reviews, saying thank you, encouraging them. If you know anybody who needs heating and air conditioning services, we greatly appreciate your referrals. If it's a negative review, you got to reply with a positive attitude. Have to have some kind of response. You can't leave those hanging. People don't mind if there's a negative review. They mind if there's no response, if there's no resolution. Everybody knows there's yahoos that woke up angry from birth. Right? That's their gig. It's what they do. Okay? All right, in addition to that, these listings, they work just like a website. The more relative they are, the more current they are, the more trusted they are, the more new content that shows up on those listings, the higher they rank on Google. The higher these listings rank, they increase the number of views, clicks, and calls. This is a moneymaker on its own, by itself. It's a must-do. This is like telling my kids to clean your room. No, this is not negotiable. You have to do this. This is your business. You need to own these listings. The information needs to be accurate, and you should absolutely be taking these phone calls. Every single customer that comes in is not managing these. I've never had anybody come to us that's actually managing them, and you'll see the results. Looks like that every time. We always get it from ground zero. like something exploded. Nothing's there. And then all of a sudden we start adding activity. Kim and her department do an incredible job of showcasing the heck out of these and converting it into calls. I don't even think our clients understand. We had a guy, he called, he was like, well, I don't know where my phone calls are coming from, but I always get calls from the yellow pages and these listing sites and something. I don't know who I'm paying to do that. I was like, yeah, no, that's us. I can show you the reports. So it just needs done. Needs done. All right, that's free money for you guys. Social media, here it is. It's not priority right now. I guarantee you if I analyze your website, your content, your local listings, social media is not a priority right now. I promise you it's not. It feels like it because it's easy and familiar, especially for the ladies. That's what we like that. However, you have other priorities. What social media can't do is be a detractor from your business and exit. It can't send people away because the last time you posted content was 2014. They think it's closed. It is something people use to verify and feel trust, feel comfortable. So you got to have content, has to be posted, needs to be professional. If you're ever going to invest in social media, I hope that whoever is doing it is creating a tangible, permanent asset you can use next year and next year and next year. Otherwise, you're burning and turning cash on social too, because no one's going to look at what you did yesterday. But if you have it in the form of media and images, you can use those images year over year over year. Next season, you can talk about your fall tune-ups. You can do a giveaway. It's social. Please make it fun. Social. I had a lady, she was staring at a rack of wine, and she said, looking for a good wine to go with my allergy medication. Pound, indoor air quality. That thing was like wildfire, people. It was fun. Make it funny. We have to take a non-sexy business and make it fun. Okay? So, limited number of time. Get the reviews. We already talked about that. That's required. Search engine optimization, here's where we get into money. So everything we just covered was step 1 through 6. To me, these are the fundamentals, these are the basics, the infrastructure of a business, they gotta be done. These are the basics. Without these things done correctly, you got exits, you got cash burning, you're diluting your dollars, your investments, your time, nothing's working right. And when we get to the second page, step number 7, search engine optimization, which is the process of putting your pages in front of people looking for what it is you're selling, where they're selling it, where they are, where you're selling it, when they need it. It goes right back to the very first part of our conversation. Where do you look? That's what search engine optimization is. Here's the thing. If I get you on page 1 of Google for 150 key phrases, but your reviews are toast, your phone's not going to ring. If you're investing in search engine optimization, but you don't have the content, not going to happen. If you invest in search engine optimization with a broken website, not going to happen. If you don't have call to actions on your website, clear call to actions and buttons. If it's just text and garbage, the phone number's not click to call, it's not mobile responsive, done, done, done. All of those will make your investments just flamed. Make sense? Okay. Search engine optimization is as simple as this. What do you want to sell? Where do you want to sell it? Create a page of content, make it popular enough to get it to the top. If it's accompanied by reviews, these are 3 of our clients showing up on the first page of Google right next to each other, and I know even when he bounces around, they get the calls. Why? Because they're doing the reviews, they're consistent, they keep building reviews, and those stars are gold. We can see the conversions. We can measure that clearly. This is a blurry slide. However, I had to show it. We took this slide, we do a lot of consumer focus groups. So we give it to a big group of people and we ask them, which one would you click on? And they talk and chatter and argue amongst themselves. And then finally, at the very end, they're like, number 7, number 7, number 7. They're fighting and arguing and telling us why they would click on number 7. Because it has those little blingy stars there. What they missed the entire time is that's the same company. We just own page 1, position 1 through 8 on the listings. That's Air Care System, Ann and Joey Powers. They're up in Dallas right now, but they're in Florida. They've been with us for 10 years. They keep adding content. Their mindset is it's so different than when they started with this 10 years ago. I did a speaking event. And now when they call in, they know. It's a 3-step thought process. What's working, do more of it. What's not working, reallocate it to something else right now. I don't care, no, have to. And what's next? What am I not doing yet that I should do? I love it when we pick up the phone. Kathy answers the calls all day long and someone calls, hey, it's Joe, what's next? We know what that means. And they get to where that's their thought process. What's next? I'm ready. That's working, what's next? That's working, what's next? Compound interest. Keep building, keep building, keep building. These guys, they started from ground zero, and these guys did an accelerated version of this. They went boom, 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 and they were able to measure their results really fast. They started with the website, then we went content, then we did local, then we did social, then we did search. Now they're on video. They skipped over all the other junk, and now they're trying to figure out step number 9 and step number 12, which is the pause in your business to create time to focus on your database, your existing customers. And that's where they're at right now. How do I stay in touch with my existing clients to increase repeat, referral, and upsell business? They were able to avoid pay-per-click and everything else. You guys, here's the thing. The math. Average price point, let's say it's $4,000 for a new installation. Average margin, 35%. 2 installs pays for the full year. 2. 20 service calls if you're operating at a 65% margin, $350, $300 per service call, average ticket. Pays for the whole thing. When it doesn't pay for it is when you have to pay $80 a click, $40 a click, and you got to get 8 clicks at $80 before you get a conversion. Now we're in the hole, especially on service. Everything winds up being math. The ROI is there. The hardest part is the beginning. It's year 1. It's going from 0 to hero. If you haven't done a whole bunch of things right in the beginning, it takes a minute to get everything set up, to get everything working, to get it clicking, to get Google to reanalyze your business and trust you, and to position yourself so that you're there. You got to stick through it as an entrepreneur. All year 1 was hard no matter what, right? Just look at it as year 1 as an entrepreneur. It's the same thing online. Year 1's a little tough. After that, if you stick to it and you participate and you learn, you don't have to know all this stuff. You just have to participate enough to keep progressing, keep making progress, keep doing more of what works, and your business will grow. My clients that have been with me for 10 years, 8 years, 7 years, I love it because they send me pictures of their new trucks or new staff. They're like, ha, new hire, growing, ha, new truck, growing. So I get them all the time, and then I repost them on my Facebook because it's exciting. Keep doing more. Keep doing, start doing, stop doing. We have to manage that. And we got to be able to say no. As much as we say yes, we got to say no. Because you guys get pitched so much. And it sounds good. People are good salespeople. I'm not a salesperson. I'm a nerd. I would rather hide than go to the party. But I speak. So everything is about this, you guys. We got to get to checkmate. We got to get there. We got to get to where the infrastructure is so strong. When you do a strategy session with us, our team will show you results. They'll show you rankings. This particular site, when we got them, it didn't exist online. Their percentage, their visibility percentage is 91%. 91% of the pages on their website are already on page 1 of Google. They have 427 search phrases sitting on page 1 of Google, top 10, 382 on that. They only have 412 pages on their whole website. In order for them to grow, they have to add more content, right? They have to. That's next. They're maxed. Every single thing you do should be able to be seen. No one should hide the data from you. Research, data, what are they doing? How is it working? You guys aren't going to understand how everything is working, but they need to be able to show you. You got to have some transparency with the companies you're working with. And I'll tell you, when you start separating out businesses, it's hard enough in our world getting our social media team to talk to our local listings team, getting our graphics guys to say, hey, got a new graphic for promotion, get it to local, get it to social, get it to web. I can't imagine if they were separate. One asset can be used across everything if it's coordinated right. So, that being said, this dealer form, if you guys fill this dealer form out, try and write as clear as you can. And we have a group of analysts. They are there. They've been there because I've done like 30 of these presentations in the last 30 days. They are doing analysis after analysis. They're running reports. They're doing research. They're doing data. They will do a complete sweep of the internet, and they will provide you with all the backup reports. Third-party reporting, you'll get in an email. You don't have to talk to them. They are math and compliance. There is no personal perception. They will not give you their opinion. They will only show you what the data is. So you'll get that in email. You'll also have an ebook called Digital Marketing Guide. That tells you more about each section and why it's important. You'll also get a copy of all 3 presentations that I did today, the videos. And if you're interested in having one of our team members help you put together a plan, we can absolutely do that. So they'll reach out to you. If you want to take it back to your current company, you can do that as well. I hope this is helpful. Is this helpful? You freaking out? Don't freak out. You good? Fantastic. Thank you very much.